It has come to my attention that I am not good at making picks, so I have utilized GROK AI to make picks for me. We've done this 2 weeks in a row. This will be the third week doing it. GROK has slapped on picking underdogs. So without further ado, let's ask AI who's going to win this weekend. As always, you know it's going to be a banger video when I whip out the PowerPoint presentation. GROK AI predicts UFC 313, and now GROK has predicted two underdogs basically every week. The first underdog they pick has been 2-0. Their most confident underdog has been 2-0. And who is it this week? It's going to be none other than Justin the Highlight Gaethje. GROK AI believes that he's going to go out there and beat Fiziev. I'll just give you a quick short summary. They think they're going to leverage pressure, leg kicks, durability. Fiziev's coming off the 18-month layoff injury due to his ACL. He had a short notice call-up after Hooker's withdrawal, while Gaethje's fresh off a loss, but historically rebounds well. Fiziev's speed is real, but his gas tank faded last time. Overall, GROK just thinks the fight's going to play out similarly to how the last fight played out, and since Fiziev has been on the shelf for so long, they think that his cardio is going to run dry, so might be worth a shot. Last week they took Nasrat Haqparast, an underdog that I didn't see anyone picking, and they came away with the W. So maybe this week GROK has something cooking with Justin Gaethje. We'll see. Like I said, GROK usually picks two underdogs as their lock picks. So the second one that GROK picked was none other than Jalen the Tarantula Turner at plus 105. I actually tend to agree with this pick, which might not forebode well for GROK, but we'll see. They think that Turner has fought the better competition. They think that Turner's size advantage is going to neutralize Bahamondes' size advantage. You know, Ignacio has been winning fights based on his reach and length, but in this one, he's actually at a disadvantage in both of those departments. So, and then also the grappling upside also goes into Jalen Turner's favor. Bahamondes is mainly a striker. So for all those reasons, GROK's taking Jalen Turner, and also I am as well. So yeah, let's get it. This pick that GROK decided to take was a prop. It is a finish prop, and it is Myron Santos to defeat Francis Marshall by KO. I actually picked Francis Marshall in this matchup, which means that Myron Santos is most likely getting the KO. I am terrible at picks. GROK has beaten me last week. GROK was 8-2 last week. I was 2-8. So that's just something to keep in mind. They have Santos by KO. They say Marshall has a wrestling base. He's 2-2 in the UFC, but his striking defense being below 50% is going to probably leave some openings for Santos to land the KO. And at plus 300, Santos's finish rate being 57%, plus 300 might be worth a sprinkle on the KO. So that's what GROK says. I actually like Francis Marshall, which is sitting at plus 300 himself. So maybe you can bet Francis Marshall and you can bet the Santos by KO and come out with a profit if either of them hit. But, once again, not financial advice. Now, the next GROK pick is an underdog, all right? It is a long shot underdog. It is not someone that I personally am recommending. But, then again, sometimes you just got to bow down to the GROK overlords. They have Alex Morono as a big underdog at plus 550, basically saying that Morono's the UFC vet, Carlos Leal, not that impressive of a resume on the PFL scene, and they're also saying that Morono does have great jiu-jitsu in his back pocket compared to Leal, who is just mainly a striker. So it's also saying that Morono's plus 145, which I don't think he was ever plus 145. But at plus 550, if they liked him at plus 145, I mean, plus 550, it seems like GROK would go all in on this line. So, yeah, take it with a grain of salt, but GROK is taking Alex Morono. Next pick GROK is taking, I always like to ask GROK, what's the favorite underdog? What's your favorite favorite? I also ask GROK, what's their favorite long shot prop? And GROK decided that their favorite long shot prop was Joshua Van by KO at plus 600. I can see this happening. Ray Saruya is mainly a grappler, and he does leave himself open to take shots on the feet. If Ray Saruya doesn't get takedowns, I actually potentially see a late finish happening for Joshua Van. Joshua Van's cardio only really crumbled against Charles Johnson, who's the cardio king. That fight took place in Denver. You got to cut Van some slack. But since then, he's been racking up 100-plus significant strikes per fight. He's been knocking people down left and right. And I think Ray Saruya, if he doesn't get the submission early, he's going to gas out. If his game plan is just grapple as long as possible. So if that doesn't happen, Van could get a late round KO, and that's exactly what GROK is saying. Plus 600 might be worth a sprinkle. And of course, you know, you got to ask GROK who they got in the main event. You got Alex Pereira, you got Magomed Ankalaev. You know, a lot of sharps this week are taking Magomed Ankalaev. I see it all over my Twitter feed. And only really the public sheep are taking Alex Pereira. But I guess you can consider GROK a public sheep because GROK is taking Alex Pereira. Pereira's on a 5-0 run, all finishes. He has elite striking, improved takedown defense. They think that Ankalaev's 13-fight unbeaten streak is legit, but his wrestling is overhyped. He averages 1 takedown per 15 minutes, and he prefers striking with a 54% accuracy, which is not that good. You know, Ankalaev did go tit for tat against Alexander Rakic, and that wasn't really that impressive of a fight. Rakic maybe could have slighted out that fight if he just did a little more volume. I don't think that problem is going to happen with Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is always a high volume guy, always a high accuracy guy, and he's a high power guy. So I agree with GROK. And they are also saying that Ankalaev's upright style leaves him vulnerable for big shots. So if Ankalaev can't impose his grappling, this might be GG's. I agree with GROK. GROK last week did pick Asu Amabayev, I will say that, and that didn't look good at all. So maybe GROK, the main event pick, is just like riding off the public sheepness. I'm not sure. Like, I do input a lot of different prompts for GROK, but it's taken Alex Pereira. So you can ask GROK yourself on Twitter, and it will tell you that they like Alex Pereira. So that's just, there you go. And then a final thing, just go over GROK's entire pick slate. Alex Pereira in the main event, Justin Gaethje, Jalen Turner. They did take Yasmin Lucindo. They took Mauricio Rufy, Curtis Blades, Joshua Van. We went over. Bruno Ferreira, we did not go over, but they are taking him against Armin Petrosian. Alex Morono as the underdog. We went over. Myron Santos as the favorite. Chris Gutierrez, they're taking as an underdog. We didn't go over that one, but they are doing that. And then, of course, Jordan Santos as the 12th fight on the card. So here's all of the AI picks. Feel free to pause the screen if you want to tail. These will be posted on Instagram later. Thank you for getting to the end of another episode of Finn's Chats. I hope you enjoy this one. Let me know in the comments who your favorite underdog is this week. And without further ado, make sure you have a great rest of your day. You savage.